Hi guys, welcome to the latest podcast of YarninBlak. I've got a great guest on today, PK. I'll introduce you to him in a second, but first I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm currently calling in from. I'm here in Bourbon Q, on the land of the Wurrung people, and I'd like to pay respect to their elders past, present, and I'd like to acknowledge the young people that are coming through because they're going to be our future warriors that are going to take culture into our future. So guys, today I've got a great mate on, PK Kelly. How are you?
PK, yeah, I'm doing good.
Good. For people that don't know you, who are you? Where you from?
So yeah, Paul Kelly, Gunditjmara and Kirrae Wurrong, Wurrong, also Wurrong as well. So born and raised, Warrnambool, Framlingham, Horse Gap, up in Garrywood there. Currently living in Naarm.
Oh, nice. Now, people hear about Framington a lot, and I know some people know it's a mission, but what was it like growing up there?
Looking back, it's just, I want to go back. It's just so peaceful, learning the proper ways, traditional ways, living next door to your uncles, aunties, first cousins. You always want to borrow some sugar. I just remember living out there, going into town and moving back there again during my teens. But during this whole time, I was able to learn to go down the bush independently, saddle up the horse and cart, chop up some wood, bring it back to the elders, learn some music, learn the bush tucker. Just the nature and the connection we have to it was just there as our home. And also I learned a lot of the languages. In fact, I play yidaki a fair bit. I learned it there when I was about 4 or 5 years old. I still remember being handed my first yidaki out there, and I still have it today.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty cool. It's got a nice burn mark on it because my great-grandmother thought it was firewood. She chucked it on the fire and then saved it.
Okay.
And that's the nice little memory I have there.
Awesome.
Yeah, there's a lot more to it. It's a safe space. It feels so warm. When you go to a certain place anywhere in the world, you just feel this gravitational pull towards an area. That's what it does to me every single time. So it's important to me now to be the protector of that area as well. Its stories, songlines, and the whole landscape itself.
Yeah. How often do you get home there?
Pretty regularly, as much as possible. The last few months I've been going back maybe every couple of weeks.
Wow.
I still have Nen out there doing her thing, making nice damper and good soups and stuff. Go out and have a cuppa with her, and I don't even need to light the fire. That's what we do, but she's already got the fire burning, I'll just restock the firewood itself so she don't have to go out to the cold. Yeah. But she has a lot of support around that anyway from the rest of the family members, and they want to get out there and help. And
so when you grew up there, did you go to school down near Warrnambool?
Yeah, I went to multiple primary schools, but the kindergarten was at Framlingham. My first primary school was at Framlingham Primary School, actually. It's just up the road.
Okay. Yeah.
Basically, kids from the mission had our own little primary school there. Then once that closed down, went to Grasmere Primary School, which is, again, further up the road from Framlingham, then up the road.
Yeah.
I'll show you a map one day.
Yeah. I love when black fellas say up the road, because up the road could be 5 kilometres or 100 kilometres, but it's still up the road. Well, in Victoria, up the road, it's a little bit way shorter. Yes.
I've been for drives up the road, up in Western Australia and up the road's 9 hours.
I know.
But between Warrnambool, pretty much, and Framlingham, it's about 10 minutes up the road. I've even done a stint in Haywood and Portland Primary School as well. Just my mum was just going through some housing stuff.
Yeah.
Because when we lived at Fram, when I was a toddler, her house caught on fire, you see, and it actually rattled. So what I've seen now, that it rattled her limited resources available to get a home and that. So
Yeah.
this is where it took us around to these multiple schools, including here in Naarm at one of the code schools as well.
Oh, cool.
But I went to one high school.
Yeah.
That was Warrnambool College. So we're able to come back, and I lived back at Fram again with Uncle Banjo Clark and Uncle Lenny Clark. Yeah, he took me in, and again, further my knowledge and of country. Yeah.
Now, while you're at school, how much Aboriginal studies did you learn at school? What was being taught then?
I don't remember, to be honest. I feel like, honestly, I haven't really gave it much thought. I remember the science thing when they brought helium in and and they froze his balloon, which looked really cool. But Aboriginal studies, I really don't remember. I don't think it was that much, to be honest. I just remember hearing about, Australia Day, and to the point where we're celebrating it. We didn't even know, like the deep purpose of that date.
Yeah.
Until later on. About the Captain Cook stuff and whatnot. I can see now today's education's definitely changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
But going back there, I was just so fortunate to have my elders around me on country, on home, around our plants, animals, our waters, and still learn our ways, proper, hands-on.
Yeah. So did you end up finishing year 12?
No, I ended up going to year 10.
Oh, yep. And then what did you do?
Well, the reason why I left, because I was age 14, I became a dad. I became a dad at age 14.
Okay.
From there, it was actually, we ended up living together. She was 2 years older than me. We ended up having 17 years together, and 2 other children. Bought a home and finished some education at either TAFEs or universities and all that, and done a bit of work. So that was, I think there was CDEP back then.
Yeah, I think it might have been, yeah.
Oh, you remember those days? Being 14, that was good dollars.
Yeah.
But I remember doing work experience while I was at school. I still remember I was making $10 a week. I thought that was deadly. I brought a Magnum. I remember some pineapple lollies.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted, and I gave the rest to the mother of the child.
Yeah.
Our eldest child.
So what was it like being a dad at 14?
It was scary. Yeah, I was scared to. I remember the first kiss I tried to give him on the forehead. I just felt like I was going to squish him. I was so nervous. But I was actually really fortunate that I had good support from her mother and her family and my mentors around myself to get through it, and we did. It's actually quite a nice story how it transitioned to. But looking at 14-year-olds now, I can't imagine that was me, like having a child. I was so tiny.
Yeah. So you made sure you weren't a grandfather by the time you were 28, though.
Well, I figured it and joked about it. It's like, oh my God, imagine if I'm a grandfather if my eldest child has a child, same as I did. And
yeah.
But look, either way, I was able to, because my father died when I was 4 years old. So I only had mum as my, proper parent, I suppose, to be there for us as much as she could, even though she had a lot of things going on herself. So I really had to learn the hard way from different mentors, different men in my life.
Yeah.
Without any consistency, if that makes sense. It seemed like every man in my life had different skills, different advices, different experiences. So, for me, looking back now from my age, I realized that I was able to absorb the best each and every one of them.
Yeah.
And and learn from a lot of the weaknesses as well. So know what to avoid, identify the risk of, not putting my child in a bad space or anything like that. To be informative and educational towards the young ones, and which actually even just actually carried through from my adult life as well, where it sort of led me to tourism, cultural tourism.
Yeah.
To teach thousands and thousands and thousands of children and adults over the years, But being a dad to me was awesome, and I'm still a dad. But my youngest one now is 7, and I'll do anything for him.
Yeah. So how do you ensure that they grow up knowing all about culture? I know you share stories and stuff, but how do you make sure that they're connected?
Yeah, so the older 3 now have lived in Melbourne for a few years now. So sadly, during the time we separated with the mother. But my youngest one, I'll make sure I wrap my arms around him every single time. If we're walking along and see a nice yellow sunset, I'll be like, "Son, can you tell me what that is?" Because he knows now. He'd be like, "It's going to be cold the next day." As soon as he starts seeing those leaves falling down, he'll tell me, "We should go to the beach now. I think the whales are coming."
Wow.
Or the eels are going down the river. That's autumn, you see.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing acknowledgements or welcomes or just cultural ceremonies around country, he's there, but beside me if he's available. He's watching his dad, listen to his dad talk in speaking engagements or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
Seeing me on the big screens and on TV or something like that. Just making him proud. But during that time, he's hearing the languages, which is the oldest continuous languages in the world that we have, along with our culture and the way we practice. That's our identity. We lose that or any of our artworks, including the rock art shelters, the scar trees, the waterways being contaminated. It's our identity. If that's gone, we'd be pretty lost, I think, So I teach him about the totems. Like if you're a totem, you got to protect that totem, not just it, but before it and after it, where it sleeps, what it eats, and where it's going.
Yeah,
its whole pathways. But I'll tell you what, it's such a pleasure having, like, all my kids learned it, but my youngest one, I just can't tell you, this kid just melts me.
he sounds like an old soul.
He's an old soul. He's 7 years old.
Yeah,
but he's got a lot of wisdom. He's starting to approach people now, saying "natoma," or when he's saying goodbye, he's saying "wurrong," like goodbye, see you later. That's important for his generation after him too. I'm so pleased that he gets to have that, and he's the only Indigenous kid in his school, and he's able to talk to them and invite his dad into school and just do some cultural sessions. And I actually let him organize that, and I'm like, "Son, when you have it organized, I'll come. I'll be there."
He can be your booking agent when you get older.
I think so. That's what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, you have to go speak to my agent. Sorry, speak to my agent.
Yeah.
So what do you like about teaching young kids at school?
Oh, that's a good one. Look, I could tell you the feeling, like, just you can feel it in your chest. It just opens up. You feel like you're opening up your spirit to them, and you'll be able to make a connection with them, to make a connection with our culture, because there's more to those brick walls, like they don't stop you from thinking. You still got sky spirit. You still see the birds flying around, which has been part of the journey all the time. So when I go to schools, I just love the interaction, making them laugh or just to have a great time. I shed a lot of light on, what I share, with the boomerang throwing, pretty common. But I'll teach them bit more about boomerang, why we need it for, when we use it, And try not to get hit because dental prices are not good.
Yeah.
So learn to catch it properly, take out your fronts.
Yeah. I know when I joke in mental health first aid, in cultural awareness training, sometimes I actually say to people, what was the purpose of the boomerang? And they go hunting. I go, so if I throw a boomerang, did I want it to come back to me? And some people go, yes. And I'm going, remember, it was a weapon. It's used to kill something. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I want it to come directly back at me, but yeah.
There's good awareness practice in that, though, as in like dodging awareness.
Learning to duck when you hear it coming backwards.
That's right.
Yeah. So what was your first job after school when you left school?
I reckon it was concreting, then bricklaying, so in the trade, housing stuff. It's actually pretty cool. I still remember my first barrel of concrete that I pushed. I spilt it. I still remember where the house is. I still remember where the step is. It was in Warrnambool.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, but I was pretty skinny. I was pretty skinny back then. I was probably like 60 kilos.
Yeah.
Carrying a massive tub of concrete, and I spilt it. I don't know how long I spent there. Maybe 12 months or so.
Yeah.
Then just went straight to bricklaying from there.
Yeah.
I spent a little bit shorter there. It just wasn't for me. Because Gunditjmara had opportunities come up with some screen printing, some arts, cultural arts and whatnot, and tourism, and that was pretty exciting to approach. So I ended up spending maybe 12 years there in the end. So
it's a long time.
It really was. I was able to experience a lot. So with not only the locals, but the interstates, the internationals, and VIP guests that would come through. And I was able to build my knowledge over the years about the region on the geological terms as well as the cultural terms. I learned a lot more about the languages and learn how to network with people, speak to people. Over the retail skills as well. We had a retail there. Learned a lot more about logistics, itineraries. It gave me a lot of skills being there. I was able to also represent the whole org multiple times and be a director there towards the back end of it for a few years at major tourism exhibitions or tourism exchanges and that. And that was pretty exciting stuff, I thought. What was my highlight there, though? I'm trying to think, because there's a fair few. But I can tell you right now, like, we'll kind of put on our big shot hats when the camera crews come out or photo photographers and things like that. We give them a good show and showcase what we have across the world during this time.
And from there, when did you come to Melbourne? When did you actually come into Melbourne?
Probably I went from there. So I went from Wollongong to Brambuck Culture Centre. Then I went from there. I'm trying to do a map in my head to Geelong. But to get to Geelong, I was actually started working at the Torch. So there's other little jobs I was doing there. I've done Eastern Mar stuff as well, the water officer role. But right now, currently, I'm working at the Torch as an Indigenous Arts Officer. But our new name is actually a First Nations Arts Mentor. So we actually go into the prisons across the state, mentor the men and women that are incarcerated currently, reconnect them to culture through art. It can be any form of art. Dominantly, it is canvas, but anyone's skills, it's accepted, including if someone's a great poet. We can also license their words and that as well. Each time we exhibit their works and sell their works, lights, anything like that, they actually receive 100% of the proceeds of the artworks.
And that's saved until they can leave prison, isn't it? And they get that money.
When it's paid into the prison, they have a system where they bank some and they have a valuable spend.
Okay.
Like the max spend for the week or the month or something like that. But they do have a savings account inside the prison. Once they're released, they still fully engage with us if they wish to do so.
Yeah.
And it goes straight into the bank account. So we got over 900 participants. And once released, like I said, in the community, we can look after them literally anywhere in the universe. They are not excluded. Doesn't matter where they are. We can support them to further opportunities to come to get to the exhibitions, see their artworks on buses or billboards, anything. And even some of the TV shows have hired some of their artworks to be pictured in the backgrounds.
Awesome.
And on the part of the props and things like that.
Yeah.
We had at least 4 artists have enough savings to buy homes when they were released. Or even some of the long-termers were able to, support families back home.
Yeah.
To rents or bills, just whatever they choose, But
yeah.
Even though there is a value, but the value that I like to bring there and highlight is their cultural value.
Yeah.
So it projects nicely on their creating when they're creating some artworks.
Yeah.
Stronger,
Yeah. And it'd be really good for their self-esteem as well. Like seeing what they've done that might have just been something on a piece of canvas become an external life.
The amount of lit up faces I've seen over the years I've been there now, 4 years, it just melts us all the time. Every one of our staff members there, we're so proud of them, Yeah, they had a rough patch to get behind there, but sometimes the system's not set up for our people, which is our strategy plan. We hope to be out of the job someday. Yeah. So to be no more mob locked up, no more sign-ups. You know what I'm saying? That's the ultimate goal.
And for people that don't know the Torch, how long has it been around for? I'm thinking about 20-something years by now, isn't it?
Around about 15, 16.
15, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. A long time. Started from maybe 5 artists and to about 900 now.
Yeah,
that's
wow.
Pretty cool. We just finished our major exhibition, actually. We had 400 and I feel like 15 artworks, possibly.
Yeah.
And about 95% sold within the month.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool. It just keeps building and building and building over time. Yeah. Out of new elements, and I actually like that job. You probably can hear me.
Yeah, you do. So a question is, did you have to go and study any other qualifications or anything after you at all, or is most of your experience just been through life experience?
A lot of it's lived experiences, but I have done a lot of university research assistants, couple of oh my god, you got to make me think about my certificates now. My certificate culturally is what I learned from country.
Yeah,
that is my certificate. Learning from my elders is the most valuable part I can gain. It's I suppose these days when people ask for COAs, I'm like, where's your COA for not being mob?
Yeah.
I don't go political too much, but like when someone asks us for that, I'm like, you're not getting that. Just talk to me. Yeah.
So does the Torch work with both males and female?
Oh,
prisoners?
Yeah. Well, we have a dedicated female arts officer that looks after all the women.
Yeah.
So we try to keep the men business and women business separate.
Yeah.
Just to keep them safe and whatnot, and culturally safe. Yeah.
What do you think is the hardest thing leaving prison that you've had to work with the men, of them trying to actually get back into society?
Yeah, their confidence to actually engage with people and their resources that they've been offered while inside prison. Tapping in there and just literally just seeing what's behind that door. Once you open it, like you see this. It's a cliche, but you see a whole room and there's a lot more information coming towards you. So we put that analogy into that person's character and just try it, just do it. If you're definitely going to fail if you don't do it, you just have a crack. Whether it's finding a home, I've got a bunch of resources here. Maybe I'd help you, but we really want you to try your independence here. It's not limited to our role, but we like to go the extra step to help the ones who are really struggling. Then again, even the ones that are sort of doing okay, we like to really, all right, let's keep wrapping you up. Let's keep you fully engaged. Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in like 10 years' time from now?
I reckon my beard would be a lot more grayer. This roll. This was brown 2 years ago. Okay, so 10 years from now, I don't even know. I definitely like to be in the role somewhere still, having enhanced my cultural knowledge. The wisdom that I want to share with people, a stronger community. I'm not. I guess I want to say anything about employment. Doesn't even matter. I just want our community to be strong. Me, my family, share love and kindness with everybody. If we have that, we're right. And keep protecting the country, things like that. Yeah, you know what? I'll think about that one a bit more.
I can always invite you back later on for another podcast so we can talk about that then.
On call.
A question I've got is, if I had a magic wand and $1 zillion, so it's endless, and you could fix something in Aboriginal affairs, what would you like to fix?
$1 zillion. Well, I do one. I'll like to build a community, a bigger community back home on countries. So, for example, at Fram, we got a lot of elders now, even elders living out of town, that I know they want to come back, but there's no places available. Now we want to be able to bring them back home, build that community, more services, pathways, whether that's for employment, owning businesses, supports, certificates, mentorship, to the point we want to get a mob prime minister one day. We want to get all that whole pathway, whether that's teaching the be more articulate or whatever, or $1 zillion. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
How much change do I have? Hang on. How much was that?
Let me just calculate that one up. You've still got $500 million left.
I need a new ditch stand. There you go.
Yeah. And just keep it away from Nan, just in case she thinks it's firewood.
Well, I know, right? But no, I actually might get her lots of flour, make some more damper.
Yeah.
But I guess, I've been so lucky to still balance work with a lot of the cultural practices and performances and that I still do now.
Yeah.
So, like doing a yidaki, I still do that regularly.
Yeah.
I've been so fortunate to do that locally, across the country and international
Yeah.
over the years. Actually, one of my biggest highlights was actually probably the Formula One finals a couple of years ago. It was the grand final of Formula One before the race. We've just done this live thing with the whole thing, performance and that. I thought that was pretty exciting. Just a few million watching, that's all.
Just a few million, not too many, just a few million.
Just a few million, but the telly people got that dollar.
Yeah.
The AFL Grand Final parade last year, that was sick. That was cool. Yeah.
So I know that you just said you went overseas to do work as well. When was the first time you went overseas, and what was that like for a little kid that from the Mish to be overseas?
Yeah, I remember my first one was over in Thailand, Bangkok. That was 2004, actually. Yeah, I didn't know what a visa was. I didn't know. Someone said something, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We went over there with Taste Australia, so the CEO of Vegemite and Arnott's and a few other Australian products. I went over there as the entertainer, I suppose, the yidaki player. So each time I went to a supermarket and introduced products into the supermarkets in Thailand, I had a couple of sets of just playing a didge in front of the crowd and whatnot. But they spelt my name backwards on the sandwich board.
Okay.
With PUAL something, and well, that's cool.
That's an interesting marketing technique, though.
Yeah,
That they were coming up with.
Yeah, maybe it got him thinking. That's not how you spell it. I better go in there and ask him.
Yeah. And so, where else have you travelled?
Pretty much all of Asia.
Yeah.
All of Asia. Done this TV show thing in San Francisco. It was the equivalent of the morning show here, but it was in San Francisco. Had 10, 15 minutes of fame there, and talked about bush tucker. A bit of ditch playing, and it was pretty quick, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But probably South Korea was one of my favorite ones.
Okay.
I went over there to Wurrong to represent Australia in the World Martial Arts exhibition. So 48 countries across the world all came together in Seoul or Cheongju, just demonstrating, sharing culture, which, I was playing a didge and also demonstrating fighting techniques with a shield and things like that with Uncle Mookie Sumner, actually, from Nottingham there.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool. Took me on his wing, taught me a lot himself, but they wouldn't let us fly the Aboriginal flag, though. I remember that.
Yeah.
Because we're Australia. Anyway.
Now, and this episode's going to come out in a few weeks, but I'm just letting everyone know this has been recorded during NAIDOC week. 50 years deadly. What does that mean to you? Because I'm pretty excited. Just the 50 years.
50 years. I honestly thought it was longer, to be honest. 50 years of deadly it's a good phrase there. That we had so many deadly people come from communities and just do so many deadly things for us and for themselves too. We got to also applaud the individual accolades they've done. It also shows that we're still here. There's been so many things that tried to contaminate our strength and resilience, and we're still here. How deadly is that? That's deadly.
That's deadly. It really is.
A lot to me as well. All communities get to learn so much more. I just love seeing the smiles and families just getting together, just doing fun activities, and the NAIDOC ball, people dressing up, the concerts. I heard there's another term that, like, we want NAIDOC to be basically every single day, but some mobs been calling it PAYDOC.
Yeah.
um, yeah, but NAIDOC, let's go.
Yeah. Now, I'm watching the time, and I know that you've ordered food. You come at very soon, but I want to before I thank you, I want to ask you the question, and that is, what would you like people to walk away with from our yarn this afternoon?
Yeah, look, just to walk away with love and kindness. Don't lose your spirit. It is there. The sounds that you hear from your ancestors, it's still there. Just like when we lose a loved one, they're still part of you. The smells you have, the country, the trees, still there. Okay, those trees are connected to our ancestors. Okay, which sadly now, up until 2 months ago, my mother is now connected to the ancestors. So what I learned from her is just be free spirit, kind to yourself, share your knowledge as safe as you can. And I hope you just learnt that it doesn't matter if you have a young child, nothing goes against you. You just keep going. You can see that people need supports. If you see someone, support them as well if you got the capacity. We understand some people don't have capacities because they're going through the healing journey themselves. But yeah, I think I just wanted to say that because I didn't speak about Mum, but yeah, I just lost her 2 months ago, so unexpectedly, and so I carry her through me now a lot more. Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you for joining me on the podcast today. I know that the viewers will love hearing from you, and I can always bring you back. You can always come back for a part 2. You're always most welcome.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I love the work that you do because I follow you on Facebook, and I'm always seeing you perform when you're taking photos of stuff. And the thing that I really love is that you always look so happy whenever you're doing something, right? And I can see how much you just love the culture and just love being you. And I want to say thank you for being you.
So welcome. Yes, I'm so happy to make you happy and anyone else that want to get some motivation from that. And my inbox is open.
Yeah, cool. So guys, I'll see you at the next podcast, and I want to thank Paul Kelly for hanging out with us. See you later, guys.